Alright, back again, Luke here, and today what I want to do is make another Japanese video here, a little lesson for you. I've received a couple of mails recently about making another one of these videos, and I know it's been a while since I put one up last, but what I've noticed recently is a lot of people have been getting import games from Japan, whether it be through Japanese auctions or third-party companies. And what I wanted to do with this video is I wanted to show you a little bit more in-depth about what the characters look like, some differences between English and Japanese, and definitely pronunciation. Sometimes you get a game and you kind of think like, wow, how do I read this name? It's just too long, or it looks too foreign, so it's really hard to get the pronunciation down. But I wanted to try and clear some of that up and give you an idea on how to do some of those things today. Now, first off, what we have here is on the left-hand side we have the English vowels, and on the right-hand side we have the Japanese vowels. Now, one thing you can notice right off the bat is although they do have the same lettering, they do have different pronunciation. So starting from the top, I think anyone who studied English probably should know this already, but with the different vowels, A, E, I, O, and U, I've put the pronunciation in brackets. But on the Japanese side, what you'll notice is you do have an A, you do have an I, you do have a U, an E, and an O. But the pronunciation for these is very different. There are 4 different ways that Japanese is written, and generally one of those ways is Romaji. Now, Romaji is using the English alphabet, and it's really one of the most complex ways of reading Japanese, because unfortunately if you do study English, or if you have a background in English, when you look at Romaji, like Japanese words using the English alphabet, the pronunciation comes off a really different way. So what you have to do is you kind of gotta break yourself of that habit here, and I'll show you how to do that as best as I can. So first off, like if we go to the top up here, we'll see that there is an A. In English, it's pronounced A. In Japanese, it's pronounced If you go down here to the second one, you have E. In Japanese, E also exists, but it's used as an I. So the third one, I, in English, coming over here to the Japanese side, they have a U, which is pronounced as U. The right side also, if you go down here, you see E, but this one is pronounced A. And the left side here for English, O, and the right side for Japanese is O. So there's a couple of similarities in the Japanese here with the English as well, but there's quite a few differences, as well as U. Can't leave that one out. But if you notice here from the top, you have A, E, I, O, and U. But for the Japanese side, you have A, E, U, A, and O. So this is our intro here as far as getting the pronunciation down. Now, as we take a look at the second page here, what I've done is I've created kind of a bit of a huge chart here. Now, what this chart does is it describes most of the sounds that you'll hear in Japanese. Now, there are different patterns. Definitely, I don't have everything written down here, but this is a good idea or a good example as to what you'll see with these A, E, U, A, and O as combinations. Now, first off, over here on the left-hand side, we have K's. Now, K is usually using the same kind of pattern as A, E, U, A, and O, but combined with it. So, for example, K plus A, you get Ka. K plus E, Ki. K plus U is Ku. K plus A is K. And K plus O is Ko. Now, there is a K section, there's S, there's a T, H, N, M, Y, R, W, and N. This is quite a few different combinations here. But as long as you can remember the pattern, it's not too difficult. So like I said, everything is combined with an A, E, U, A, and O. So if we go down here to our second section using S, we get sa. This is where it changes a little bit. The next one is a kind of special one. This is she. And then su, se, so. Going down here to T's, you have ta. And once again, we have a little bit of a variation. This is chi. Think about, for pronunciation for this one, you could think about cheese, but just take off the rest of the z and you get chi. This one is quite difficult, especially for American pronunciation. That is tsu. Now, sometimes it can be very commonly mistaken with su, but tsu actually has a stronger T sound. One of the examples that I can give you is tsunami. Now, in English, we have a tendency to call it a tsunami. Well, it's not actually a tsunami, but with pronunciation, getting the tsu sound can be quite difficult. One way I can recommend trying to help you with this is think about words that are plural. So, for example, invites or lets, something like that. Take off the first part and just use the last T apostrophe S, and you get ts. And that's probably as close as you can get to tsu, right? And then from tsu, we have te, to, and then going to our H, we have ha, he. One more that changes a little bit. It's written as F and U, but pronunciation is who, so it sounds like W-H-O. But for writing, it's usually written as F-U. I know that doesn't sound right. And then hey and ho, another one. There are a lot of different sounds in Japanese that can really, make you laugh, because if you're thinking from a Western point of view, you think, wow, I can't believe that word exists, But you have to kind of separate yourself from that. Going down here, you have na, ni, nu, ne, no. Going to our M's, we have ma, mi, mu, me, mo. And for the Y section, it's one of the unique sections here. There's only 3 different pronunciations for Y. You have ya, you, and yo. Then going down here to the R's, you have... Now, the R's here are really tricky. These are another tricky one. Because it's not an actual R sound, and it's not an actual L sound, it's I guess it's in between an R and an L sound. So if you pronounce this with a strong R sound, you get ra. If you pronounce it with an L sound, you get la. But the Japanese pronunciation for this one is actually da. I know it might not sound that different, but in this case it would be ra, ri, ru, de, do. So it's an RL combination. Kind of tricky to get down pat, but the more you practice, the easier it'll get. Then going down here to our W's, you have wa, wo, and finally the last one. This one's a little bit tricky too, but instead of being a N, it's actually n. Kind of like if you were to agree with someone, go That's the pronunciation for this. Now, I've written all this out in Romaji, so you can kind of get a little bit of an easier idea as to what it says. But if we take a look at it written in hiragana, you can see that the shapes and the way that it looks a lot more difficult. It looks a lot more complex to remember. So what I usually recommend is, try to associate some of these sounds with some of the characters. Now, as you remember, one of the videos I did a long time ago, we talked about she kind of being like a hook, or sometimes like she has long hair, something to that extent. If you can do that with a lot of these characters, it'll make it a lot easier to combine the sounds, and you'll be able to remember them a lot easier. This is something that you can probably get off of the internet as far as like word combinations and things of that sort, pictures, a way to describe things through pictures. But looks like we're going to run out of time here for right now, so I think I'll put up another video after this one. But stay tuned for part 2. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.